Now, when a ditch was being widened in a French village, human remains were found. Experts were called in to look at the bodies and concluded that these were Indian soldiers who died in France over 100 years ago during the First World War. Britain recruited more than 1 million men from India to fight in the conflict. Well, now a team from the same regiment has travelled to France to attend the burial ceremony. Rahul Joglekar reports.
A final farewell for 2 Indian soldiers who fought and died in a battle here in the northern French village of Levanty. Draped in the Indian tricolour, the caskets contain the remains of the 2 soldiers found close by. They were identified by a badge of the Indian Garhwal regiment.
The 1st and 2nd Battalion fought here in France in the year 1914 to 1915. As per the existing norms, it was decided that they will be cremated with full honours in the Lahore Levanty cemetery.
More than 1 million Indian soldiers fought for Britain in the First World War. More than 60,000 died. Britain recruited soldiers from across its empire, and their sacrifice hasn't been forgotten here.
What we try to do always is to reunite the men that are found today with the men they fought alongside almost 100 years ago, or in this case more than 100 years ago. The cemetery where they were buried today, it's quite a sizable pocket of Indian men commemorated, and there was space alongside those men.
Every year, people from across France gather at the Indian Memorial at Neuve-Chapelle to remember India's war dead.
This is very important for the Indian diaspora because it makes us some links with the history.
Thousands of Indian soldiers fought and won a war here in France. 2 of them were commemorated today. This quietly reminded everybody that the Indian sacrifice isn't just a statistic written in the history books, but these were living, breathing men.
Indian blood was spilt on French soil all those years ago. A little bit of the soil from the site where the soldiers were found will now return to India as a mark of respect. Rahul Joglekar, BBC News.